Today we're making aloo parathas or potato roti. We're going to start by adding some water, oil, flour, baking powder, and salt to the bowl of your stand mixer. Then you're going to mix that using your paddle attachment until a soft dough is formed. Once you get that really mixed together, I'm going to remove the dough and add it to a floured surface, a lightly floured surface. Then I'm going to just knead it a little to form a smooth ball. I'm going to cover that with a damp paper towel and let it sit for 30 minutes. It's really dry in Denver, so I don't want the dough to get crusty. Next, I'm going to prep my ingredients for my potato mixture. I'm going to chop up finely 2 heads of green onions or scallions. Then I'm going to cut up a wiri pepper. I'm going to remove the seeds from the pepper just so that I get the flavor and not the heat. But if you want the heat, just go ahead and leave those in and chop them up really fine. Here I have some potato that I boiled. It's about 1 pound of potato. I diced it up and then I boiled it really soft. If you look, you can see that I can even crush it up with my hands. Next, I'm going to add the scallion and peppers. I'm going to add some onion powder, garlic powder, jeera, and a pinch of salt. And then I'm going to use my potato masher and mash that all together. Now, I do have to note that it probably would have been smarter to mash the potato up first, then add all of those ingredients so I don't get bits of the scallion stuck to my potato masher. But if you guys are watching this, definitely crush it up first and then add the ingredients after. Then I'm going to set that aside and let it cool. It took about 30 minutes for that dough to just get to the right texture. And now I'm going to just cut that dough up into 8 pieces. When I'm doing this for a large group, I usually weigh the dough so I have equal pieces, but you can just eyeball it. I want to get that dough into a nice smooth ball, so I knead it a little and then I just make it into a nice smooth ball and go ahead and do it with all 8 pieces equally on a lightly floured surface. Now once you get that all done, I'm going to go ahead and start rolling these out so that I can add the seasoned potato filling. So I just use my rolling pin and roll it out, and there's a little bit of the green onion stuck to this one, but that's okay. And you just get it as flat as possible. And then I'm going to add a bit of oil, just some vegetable oil that I brushed on there. And then I'm adding 2 scoops of that potato filling, and this is about 3 tablespoons. Now this is really stuffed, and actually you can add a little bit less to make it more manageable, but I like my aloo parathas to be bursting at the seam with potatoes. Look at the difference in the size between the one that was filled and not filled. Now when I'm making aloo parathas, I like to just get them all filled and all rolled out and then cooked. So I'm going to go ahead and fill all 8 of them, and then I'm going to roll them out in preparation for cooking. And this is the last one. Fill the last bit of potatoes in there. And then now I'm gonna just get them ready for cooking. So I'm gonna start rolling it out. So you wanna get it floured and formed into a round disc. So here I am pressing it down. I'm being very gentle because, guys, these are stuffed to capacity and bursting at the seam with potato goodness. Then I'm gonna just roll it gently. Try to roll it as gently as possible to prevent it from bursting, but I also wanted to let you guys know that that will happen from time to time, and that's okay. And these are not going to be perfectly round, and that's also okay. I'm going to flip it over, I'm gonna add some more flour because it's starting to come, some of the potatoes starting to come out the back. So I'm just gonna add some more flour and then keep rolling that. You can see a little bit of the pepper there and the scallions. Yumminess. And some of the potatoes coming out, but that's okay. This is still gonna be a really delicious paratha. It's still gonna swell up, as Guyanese people say, and cook just as if it hadn't popped open. So like I said, I like to roll all of my rotis out and then I start cooking them. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this one on a plate, and then I'm going to roll the next one until I've got all 8 of them rolled out, and then I'll start cooking them. And once we've gotten them all rolled out, I'm just going to move to the stove and start cooking. Here I'm cooking it on a flat cast iron skillet on medium heat. I don't oil the skillet, I just add the roti to it. I let it cook for about a minute, then I flip it, add some vegetable oil on one side. I'm pressing down where I've noticed that it popped open so that it will still be able to swell up, as Guyanese people would say, is just get some air pockets in there so it could be flaky. Then I'm going to go ahead and flip it, and I'm going to add some oil to the other side and then cook it for another minute on that side. So flip it over, then I'm going to add some oil to this side. Here I am pressing it down a little and making sure I get all the pockets out. Then I'm going to go ahead and flip it again and cook it for another minute on that side. I actually forgot to flip this one again, but you should flip it again and cook it for another minute on the other side. I'm putting it on a plate and in a towel just to keep it warm while I'm making all the other rotis. Just remember, you put it on first and you flip it, then you oil it, then you flip it, then you oil it, flip it again and let it cook, and then remove it from the heat. Now once all of these have cooked, I'm going to go ahead and turn my stove off and serve these warm. Now look at this, if you can see that steam's coming off of it. These were a huge hit with my family. They swiped it out before I could even get to the table. I'm going to go ahead and break off a piece of this so you can see how nice and thin it is and how stuffed it with yummy potato goodness. And these were so delicious. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.